Season 1 with me, Liquid Savit. How are you doing today, good sir?
I'm doing good. We have an amazing group coming up here with Firebat and Dice especially. Like those are the star players of the group, or at least like I'm not gonna say that they're the best players of the group because the
Right.
others two are really good too. But they were most established ones. Firebat, world champion from last year, and Dice just coming fresh from his Archon Team League victory with his teammates in Nihilum.
Yeah, he must be on a pretty big high. I was actually watching him earlier today, was streaming, and he said, "Oh, I didn't really get time to prepare. I've been doing a lot of stuff since ATLC, and as a result, he says I'm not too prepared. But again, his lineup seems to contain standard classes, Druid, Mage, Warlock, so it might just work out for him. Even he's got the skill to carry forward, maybe even without the lineup planning. The other match that we have is going to be actually the first one is going to be Cipher versus Shtanudachi. For those of you who do not know Cipher, he's actually a member of Fade to Karma, and I think he got second place, if I'm not mistaken, in the last league, and for $8,000. And Shtanudachi is one of
Oh,
the Hellraisers player. So he's we have three currently in the stage 2 of the group stage, unless I'm mistaken, which means that basically their entire team has been doing super well in the event. And well, Firebat and Thais, I guess, don't really need too much of an introduction.
yeah, the Hellraiser guys have really been like smashing it here at the Star Ladder and been doing amazing. I
Yeah.
remember last time we were casting. Who was it? I'm pretty bad with the names.
There was Lostov.
Lostov, yes,
Yeah,
that's
there
him.
was Lostov Kucha as well, but I was casting out with Tannen, I think, and Shtanudachi as well.
Right. So Lostov, like he was a player formerly completely unknown to me, but he managed to qualify, and not only that, but he qualified with really impressive play, and I expect nothing less from Shtanudachi.
Yeah, it's been kind of interesting because he was playing a mid-range beast hunter last time he played, and I think Oskaka got completely blown out by I think Kucha was playing like a mid-range hunter, and he just got the craziest like King Crush and Maxna out of the Ram Wranglers, and Oskaka just got completely blown out as a result of that. Maybe he'll be able to come back in the last chance. I think there's a chance he can always just make his way back in.
Right.
So the Lostov and Kusha are going to be playing tomorrow, but Shtanudachi is representing Hellraisers for the day. The lineups are fairly interesting today because we have like a very varied class representation. There are three Warlocks across all players, three
Yeah.
Mages, two Warriors, two Druids, one Hunter, and one Paladin.
It's really balanced, and it's like it's kind of cool if you ask me to see all these different classes and not one class. Because quite often the meta, no matter what time of like what point of time we are in the Hearthstone meta, there's this one class that's kind of like above others. And personally, I would maybe right now consider Warrior to be the one,
Right.
but the two of these players are not bringing Warriors, so it's like it's surprising, but at the same time, it's kind of okay. There's a lot of viable strategies that don't even involve the class.
Yeah, so we see, Shtanudachi with Druid, Warlock, and Warrior. Of course, Warlock tends these days to be either like Handlock or Zoo. We saw
Mhm.
Life Coach with a, Demon Handlock, which worked out pretty well for him in ATLC. I don't know if that's the type of thing you want to bring to a 1v1. Team League, it might make sense, but in a 1v1 best of 5, maybe that's not going to be your deck of choice.
Yeah, it got kind of popularized by Amnesia SC.
Right.
Yeah, like 14-year-old American player who got rank one legend with it. Last season, I believe he finished first on the NA ladder and been doing really well with it. And a lot of people have picked up on that. And I believe that also the life coach, the one that he played at the ATLC, might have had some like I don't know if it was the exact same list, but a little bit influenced by that. And these players might have also like picked up on the success of that particular demon handlock list.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason not to try it out at least. If you want to play handlock, it's nice sometimes to have a spin because getting that 4 drop is really important, and that's the strength of the deck. Is you always
Yeah,
have either the Drake or you've got the Void Caller to get out one of the bigger demons, or even if you don't, the threat of it makes your opponent play really awkwardly.
yeah, 6/4 drops. It's it's pretty incredible, and
Yeah,
usually even the decks with silence only play two silences, and you have two strikes and two void callers, and
yeah. Pick your
there's
poison
just no
basically.
way. Yeah, there's just no way all that can get silenced.
All right, so it looks like Cypher's playing the Mech Mage. We saw a huge comeback of that deck in the metagame.
Yeah.
I guess it's good against Druid, right? It does pretty well against Druid, and Druid is now more popular than it's been in a long time. thanks to Dornas's Aspirant, among other things, and the kind of aggressive token-ish deck, right, that we saw from Nimsh that Strikecore was
Oh
playing in
yeah.
ATLC.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit confused by the comeback of the Mech Mage. So many people seem to be playing it right now, and Tempo Storm had it like ranked tier one in their tier lists, where like what's viable on ladder
Yeah.
type of thing. So I mean, if this many people think that it's good, I guess it's good. But I haven't yet seen it have like any kind of like major splash. But I'm interested to see how it works out for Cipher here.
Yeah, there's Shtanudachi is playing Control Warrior. Looks
Mhm.
like it's a Control Warrior just based on this, so we're not looking at a Patron deck. There's a reason for this. Possibly in the first few days of the Star Ladder event, we've had a lot of people bringing Patron and getting very few wins. I mean, it wasn't
Oh yeah.
exactly an automatic win because he brought it.
That's true. Well, that's no Jaga. He's gonna keep the warrior, the Shtanudachi, frozen here for potentially a lot of turns unless the Cruel Taskmaster executes comes down now.
Yeah, I think you're forced to do it just because you're
Yeah,
scared of never using that Death Bite.
I think so too. It feels really bad to execute a 2-drop, but in this situation, I think he's forced to do it.
And you also remove the mech for Tinkertown Technician, right? So there's a
Right, that's
there's like
true.
a double-sided advantage to that play.
Absolutely, that's a big thing. He has to get the Death Spite online next, and it's gonna be quite viable here, and it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be the perfect way to take out that spider tank now.
Yeah, the Cruel Task Executor was really clutch. Varian Rin again. Hello.
Yeah.
Still confused by that guy. I still
Oh
think
man.
it's not as good as people expected him to be.
Yeah, this is. I think the matchup is really good for the mech mage. But oh, that's a great pickup. I was just about to say that the hand from Cipher is horrible. I saw that Frostball, two fireballs, and the blast mage. That's as bad as it gets, I would
Yeah.
say.
But
But
this
that's rare.
bash, that bash from Shtanudachi is just going to delay the Blast Mage. Like it might
Oh
even
yeah.
force Cypher to play the Blast Mage as a 5/4 for 4 mana.
Yeah.
It's not unheard of.
Cut spurs.
Do you Shield Slam or do you attack?
Oh yeah. I think the weapon might be worth more than the shield slam is. It's a really tough call. I agree with shield slamming here, but I'm sure the arguments could be made in favor of also using the weapon instead of the. But with this hand, like he doesn't have an additional way to armor up. So if you use the weapon here, it might be difficult to use the shield slam to completely remove a minion with higher life total. No man,
That's
that's rough. That's really rough from Cipher. You want to draw the burn spells as late as possible, and he's shown not one but two fireballs. Frostbolt is easier to use effectively even on earlier turns, but fireballs are really clunky. There's not that much you can really do with those. You want to use them on face, but obviously it's way too early for that. The warrior is still at full.
Yeah, and it's gonna force Shtanudachi to clear the board, but it's not as though he's got a problem with that. In fact, he might just be super happy about that.
Yeah,
Um,
he's definitely really happy. I mean, Cipher playing two mech synergy cards, both of which don't get any benefit out of the synergy at all.
yeah.
Just a 4 mana, 5/4, and a 1 mana, 1/2.
You
That is weak.
might be a little worried about Pilot as Sky Golem because a lot of those mech decks have also been including a Sky Golem in their list, and
Right.
you've seen 3 cards being held by Cypher for the entire game so far. So there's a chance you're a little worried about, the Pilot as Sky Golem, but with a Belcher,
Could
I
happen.
mean, I guess
Yeah.
it's okay. It's not really that big of a deal.
The Belcher, it's not quite perfect here, but out of the options that he has, it's kind of the obvious one.
You could go BGH and Fiery War Axe down the BGH after triggering Mirror Entity, but the drawback with that is you will
Oh,
need BGH for the Dr. Boom eventually, right?
yeah, Sep Savage. I completely forgot about the mirror entity. That's actually a huge deal here.
Oh, yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, it's giving Cypher the ability to protect minions
Right.
if he keeps a Belcher alive.
Yeah, that sure helps. So, what options does he have here? If he fireballs, he won't be able to play the spider tank and probably wants to get the spider tank on board. I don't know.
I don't mind the Spider Tank
Hmm,
and Frostbolt like with the 3/1 trading into it because it's gonna buff
right.
the Cog Masters, so you're gonna get kind of an okay
Yeah.
play, I guess.
It does improve his board more than just like fireball and using the belcher and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it has to be the frostball because with this play he will have a well the belcher and a 3/4. With the fireball play, he would only have like the Belcher and a 3/1. Well, or a 1/1. Actually, kind of a 1/1
Yeah.
because he wouldn't get the buff. So leaves him with a better board this way.
Are a little clunky here. That's not really what you're looking for, but it'll help you clean up the board a little bit. It's
Yeah.
looking not too bad for Cipher, though. If you're looking at the
Yeah.
double fireball burst, and it's forcing Shtanudachi in a position where he's quote-unquote wasting his shield slam on nothing but a belcher that he gave his opponent, it's a
Yeah.
little clunky.
It looked pretty bad for Cipher, but now like Shtanudachi a little bit falling short on the draws, I believe, in my opinion. Like the big game hunter, it's not gonna be useful unless there's a Doctor Boom, and the Variant Rune is still 3 turns away.
Yeah, and look at this Clockwork Gnome just doing... No, it's gonna get, what, 4 damage in? Probably, just based on this?
Yep, looks like it.
Brawl. Let's do this. So this is exactly the problem with Variant Rin. You know, it was overhyped, or at least it was hyped when it initially was announced, and for good reason. I guess in a very slow meta game, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But even Colento that I was talking to at ATLC was actually... I was asking him, you know, I think Variant Rin is bad. Do you think it's good? And he said, no, Variant Rin's a bad card, and you probably shouldn't play it in Control Warrior. And that amused me.
It's really interesting.
From Colento, because
I
I
would still
thought he
think
would
of it as
like
a
it.
good card, even though I think it's slightly less impressive than what I first thought it is. But I still think that it's so powerful.
Yeah, it can win games on its own for sure.
Yeah. Does waste the battle cries though. Like the warriors tend to run things like, well, maybe Justicar. Not everyone runs Justicar, but things like that, and like you
Yeah,
get a
Big Game
big game
Hunter,
hunter.
Harrison, Shield Maiden,
Yeah,
like a lot of the cards in your deck sometimes need you to enable them with the battle cries.
and you also get closer to fatigue. So even though that's rarely relevant, sometimes it is. That's gonna be game one going to Cipher.
Unless the Shredder, is there anything in the Shredder like a
Oh yeah,
Doomsayer that could
Shredder.
slow
Yeah,
this
Doomsayer.
down? Oh, well, never
He's not
mind.
gonna go for it.
All right, Mech Mage turns out is pretty good. You can actually kill Control Wars with it without too much of a problem. Then
Yeah,
again, you have to get a lot of burn.
that's true. That double fireball, I think it was really bad. But the clutch Shredder draw for turn 4, where he was able to play the Shredder instead of just playing the Tempo Blast Mage on that turn into the Death Spy, that was pretty huge.
Yeah, because it was the first charge of the Death Spy, and the second one
Yeah.
was then used up on the Blast Mage. The interesting thing that you have to keep in mind as well in this matchup is that if the Warrior uses his health to remove your minions, it's still furthering your game plan, because
Mhm.
you often just use the minions sometimes as a single hit, and if you have enough burn in your hand, you know, getting
Right.
multiple 4, 5s is enough to kill the Warrior.
Yeah. Another big thing about that, even though the double fireballs were not that useful early on, he still was curving out fairly nice, like turn 5 with the Blast Mage and the Gog Master. Well, it wasn't great, but he had that Mad Scientist, which was, in this case, it was 2 mana, 2/2, and a 3/5.
3/5, yeah, with the 1/2 that just denied the weapon.
Just the value from that Scientist, it was so incredible. Like, he got a 5 mana minion for 2 mana, and he got a 2 mana, 2/2, and a 5 mana thing for the
Yeah.
mana. It's just it's mind
It
blowing.
was ridiculously high value. So I'm guessing this is Cipher on Mage, on Warlock. That is because Shtanudachi's playing Druid and Cipher doesn't have his Druid.
Right, so
So
it has to be that.
yeah, Cipher
Oh,
definitely the Warlock player here with a Malygos Warlock, it seems.
what a draw from that's so weird. Like 3 dragon synergy cards, but not a single dragon. He really needs to find one and fast.
That's not it.
Oh man.
I like this list. I mean, it's very common. You might play the 2/4 just because you have to, I think.
I would tap for
Would
it.
you
Like
tap?
it's
Okay.
so important. Because he has those two Blackwing Corruptors, and I think that it's gonna be quite important to get the battle cries from them. So it would improve his chances. I can understand playing the Technician too, but it just feels so bad.
Yeah, it's just that against the Druid of the Claw falling down here, you kind of need something to abusive Sergeant. Like you would need,
Yeah,
unless
I
you keep
guess.
abusive for like a Lothab or Emperor, or you give abusive BGH.
I think it's pretty likely that he's gonna keep the abusive for the big game hunter, so he can hunt maybe
Right.
a lore. Because there's usually like the lists that druids are running nowadays include only the Doctor Boom for big game hunter targets. So it's possible that the big game hunter would never. I mean, the Doctor Boom would never be drawn. But we can see that Shtanudachi actually has the Doctor Boom here. So if Cipher decides to go for some kind of gimmicky play with the abusive BJs, he would get really punished.
A decent pickup as well by Cipher with the out and negate the Shredder drop. Ooh. Shredder innervate swipe? That looks pretty sweet. You're curving
Wow.
into boom as well. Or,
Yeah.
okay,
But
maybe
after
not.
that, if the boom will get dealt with by the big game hunter, and if Shtanudachi, it looks pretty good for Shtanudachi right now. But if he keeps throwing just spells and not the roar, he might be in trouble.
Yeah.
What comes out of this rare?
Mail House
Essentially,
Mana Storm. Oh no, it's a Blood Cell Raider.
that's pretty fair.
Do you abuse it now or do you hold on?
I would
Just,
probably hold on to it and then use it for the Ancient of Lore, in case it was an Ancient of Lore on 7. Because you
yeah.
know that if there's a Doctor Boom, it's likely that the Doctor Boom will get played first. So then you will get to big game hunt that, and if it's not Doctor Boom, then it's Lore, and then you might need the abuse it. It is going to be the Doctor Boom, and if Cipher didn't have the BGH here, this game just might be over. But as it turns out, he does have it, so that's gonna be a huge swing in his favor.
Yeah, and he can even play the abusive afterwards if he wants to kill that 2-3 for whatever reason. I mean, you've got to feel a little worried going into nearly turn 9.
Yep,
Um,
that's true.
so getting a little close to where Druid wants to be, and you don't have a single taunt established.
Well, there we go.
Double boom bot. Still very dangerous, though.
Right.
I would probably consider a good swipe here. It looks
Mm.
really sweet.
I think you start by drawing this hand. You want to get to the roar as fast as possible. I think it's very important to draw it for one. But
All
I
right.
don't know, like, I don't know what else you do, but I would definitely start with the Wrath one.
I mean, I'm guessing you're gonna just use your heal power to finish off the 2-2 instead of using the swipe on a
Right.
minion. So, yeah, Wrath that BGH. Just do it.
Yeah. For one. And
Yeah,
then like yeah.
draw the cards. It's
Yeah.
good. He's also probably considering Druid of the Claw. Like, how much is Druid of the Claw worth to me right now? Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that playing it here is better than just swiping, considering what you're developing. Like, you keep the boom boss, which is really dangerous.
Yeah. I like this play. I think
Yeah,
it's pretty sweet. Did go for the swipe on face, also agreeing with that one. How much does he have with just like Force of Nature, Innervate?
innervate.
That would be 10 from hand.
Yeah,
So not quite enough just yet. There's finally that dragon for Cipher that he's been looking for. But
yeah.
I don't think he can really use it that well right now.
It's
It's
a
an
little
interesting.
scary though because
Yeah.
you're looking at two boom bots and you're going into turn 9. So if you go
Right.
for Emperor, it's a bit greedy.
Yeah.
If you go for heal bot, it's not fast enough, but it might be the only thing you can do in order to stall.
Mm. Oh,
Implosion, I like Implosion Coil.
yeah, me too. I mean, he's still there to combo with that, but I would totally go for that. Like there's a chance that with the Corruptor play that the Corruptor just get wiped off by the boom. But ooh,
That's a good
that's it!
game. That will
Oh
be
my
it.
goodness!
And
How
here
did
we
that?
go. Well, just casual boom bot RNG right here.
Yeah.
Just another
Uh,
Doctor Boom display of pure skill. Yeah,
yeah.
he was very far ahead, granted, though. Like, we're laughing
Yeah,
about
that's true.
it, and it's like, oh, he didn't deserve this in the RNG, yada yada. But I think
Yeah.
Shtanudachi was in a commanding lead just because of that early start.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like Shtanudachi was way ahead there, but I still got a little bit feel a little bit bad for Cipher about that because if the Boombot was something else, I don't know.
Yeah, like one
But
damage on the
yeah,
5-4. That would have
but
been a
on the
big.
other hand, Cipher did have the option to go for the implosion coil, and that would have been better because then there would have been the imps for them for the Boombot targeting, and those Boombots might have hit the imps. It would have been let's say he rolls a 3 on the first Boombot.
Mhm.
There's three imps that the Boombot can hit, and then you can coil the other one. There's still probably like 2 imps. So
Fair point. I mean, that would give him a higher chance to distribute the damage around.
right.
So it looks like Cipher is going to go for his Hunter against Shtanudachi's Warlock, and it seems like both players are playing a Malygos Warlock.
Wow.
That's interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
expect some kind of dominance of that deck. Is it because the Malygos Warlock was brought out as a result of Mech Mage back in the days?
I don't know. I would love to talk to these players right now. What is the exact reason for this? I'm really liking it. Malukas Warlock is one of my favorite versions of Warlock to like observe. I think it's a really cool deck, and it's a little bit how to put it. It's a little bit more complex than maybe like Handlock or Zoo. So I really like watching the deck in action.
Yeah, it's a very interesting middle ground between fun and good while still having,
Right.
these like it's got that viability while
Yeah.
still being interesting.
That's how I feel about it, at least. That's really that's the way I see it.
So the ooze here from Xanardachi in the deck. I mean, it's a typical card to include in Malagos
Hmm.
Warlock or in Handlock sometimes when you expect to have to run into hunters and patron and everything. So I like that inclusion. And if there's a bow developed by Cipher at any point, that's going to be a crazy swing card. But even then,
Yeah, I mean,
Hunter is still a rough matchup.
I don't think it's that crazy of a swing. I think it's good, but it's not that huge of a swing to use a weapon. It's probably mostly in there for the warriors because you would expect to see a lot of warrior. But yeah, I mean, it's not too bad.
He's testing for the snipe. No, never mind.
It's
Ooh, Twilight Drake being gone.
really
You lose the Dragon Activator.
oh, so it's snakes, I guess.
He knew
So
it. He absolutely knew it. That was a perfect read by Stan.
oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Not freezing. It's not bear. It's nothing else. I know it's got to be snake.
That's really interesting. Thinking, at least he knew that it's not explosives, because then the ooze would have just died. Maybe these players might be familiar with each other, or it might be something that he picked up from the way that the trap was played.
Yeah, he
Like
rolled a Misha. It's
Cypher,
got to be a
yeah,
snake.
yeah, like with a Misha, Cypher wanted to force the trap out fast.
Exactly. Right.
But also,
So
like, it's really rare to see that a hunter would only be running snake trap. So Cypher maybe took a tiny bit of gamble there.
I think the snake trap is more common. Like a double snake trap is very common after TGT and the beast variants of mid range.
Hmm,
But it's not like an exclusively beast. Like it's not gonna be exclusively snake, but you'll find like two snakes, one bear,
right.
one snake, two freezing, two snakes, one freezing. But snake seems to have come back just crazily.
Yeah, I like snakes.
Oh man, oh that high main is gonna punish so hard.
Mhm.
No owl.
Such a weird game because like the warlock player is the aggressor here.
Yeah, it was zombie
But
shell
yeah, that
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that owl, like now, this actually like not having the owl here is a complete disaster for Shtanudachi. Like at this point, he is almost there's the abusive for the
That is pretty good. Big Game Hunter strikes
no
again. When
no
you
he can
thought you
hunt
couldn't
down.
deal with it.
I was about to say that from this point on, Shtanudachi has to go for the race. He cannot deal with the high main, but he top decks the perfect card to deal with it.
And now he's gonna have to get a snake. Like it's still a really, it could be either person's game. I think at this stage, but the heal bots
Oh
in
yeah.
Stanodashi's deck, I think if the game drags on, give him a little bit of
Yeah.
an edge against the hunter.
Pretty
Um,
interesting that he chose to go for this for the Hymen. Some of the hyenas there, knowing that there's a snake trap up, but it's probably because of Unleash, because he would have been really weak to Unleash if he remained with the 4 minions out there.
yeah, look at the phase damage in Cypher's hand though.
Wow.
That is really scary. He can actually play everything and
Yeah, he can get the
cycle the quick
draw.
shot next turn. It's like, oh.
Yeah, he could even like quick shot this turn, but it's probably better to hero power and just save the quick shot for one more turn.
Yeah, unless you want to use it on the BGH, but I think you want to keep it for the face at this stage.
I think so too. Yeah. We no need to trade me go face. We'll see. There's a lot of options for Cypher here.
Yeah,
This is
playing the
one of
slow
those
game
terms.
though. Playing the slow game, I think, is gonna lose him more often than not.
I, um,
Maybe I'm
I'm not
mistaken.
exactly a hunter expert. I don't play hunter much at all, but I would also tend to kind of favor the aggressive play style here. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't life tap anymore past the stage. You're super worried. There's no Moltons in this deck, right? So it's
Yep.
basically your draws or what you play. You can't just be a cheater.
Whoa.
Well,
Well, that
that's a
might help.
pretty good card, it turns out.
Yeah, when Hunter is going for your face, heal bot from the top. That's what you wanna see.
Yeah, and it's actually going to give an edge to Stan with the heal bot, just because now the Hunter's out of cards for the time being. We don't know if he's just gonna go for a crazy, quick shot dream. Um,
Hmm.
but Shtanudachi is putting his opponent on almost lethal to where Cipher might have to play defensively unless he picks up an unleash. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of scary if you're the Hunter player.
Trying to calculate if he can top deck lethal here. So he has 4 on the board. Well, 3 if that dies. Well, that doesn't remove any damage, kind of, because it's like that 2 gets dealt to face right now. So he will go down to 11. So if he picks up a kill command here, that would be
I mean, silence that Drake,
that
quick
would have been
shot
lethal.
face, just like you can use this properly. An unleash as well would also
Oh
be
yeah.
pretty good.
Yep.
Lots of
Yeah, you
cards in
get a crit
Cypher's
on
deck.
face.
Long as it's not really happy. Oh god, one man
Oh.
off.
Yeah, it really is a little bit off. Now he's like forced to make the trade. It's just one though. Like trading at one for 4-1, it kind of might give him a little bit more time. When Hunter is trading, Hunter is not doing very well.
Yeah, so the 4 damage to face here from the BGH. I mean, is there lethal? Next turn he's gonna have 11. Soulfire is lethal.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, he's got a lot of outs. It's not impossible for him to win, but it's gonna be pretty rough with Lothab falling down.
Oh yeah. No, no. Well, at 15 with 10 on the board, is there? And he needs to draw some kind of combination.
Yeah, Cypher would have to find something crazy. The thing is, by playing Lothab,
Oh yeah,
the
right.
the
So,
Warlock is also trading. If he doesn't find lethal off the top.
goes for the hover. Does not get
Oh.
it.
Yeah, that's a full board trade for
Yeah.
Stan. He might just have to go for a Shadow Flame play. He's got 9 mana, so
Ooh.
never mind that. Just trade
Hello.
everything away and go face with Malagos. Life is easy. So 5, 6, 7. He's dead to 6 damage, which I don't think Cypher can even top deck unless he gets like quick shot into
Quick shot.
Unleash.
Yeah, quick shot into another like 3 points. That would have done it. Like he needed to get a quick shot first, and then whatever, like a bow or unleash or so. But it's looking pretty grim right now.
Yeah. What do you think about not trading into the Lothab here?
No, the Lotep has to go face. He needs to.
No, I
Oh,
mean
oh,
from
like oh
Stan's
yeah,
perspective. What do
from
you think about?
Stardust.
Yeah.
It was interesting. He knew that it's unlikely that he would die in one turn. So I guess he was feeling that okay, well, Cipher is not going to kill me with one card, so it would have to be exact that quick shot, and he was not worried about it. And by thinking that, he also feels that Shtanudachi, no, Cipher will be the one who will be making the trades. But this puts him in a weird position because now, like when one of those 3 attack minions gets traded off, if he does not find the lethal,
Okay,
like
well,
he can still lose this one.
he needs to find 2 damage. He knows that his opponent can't Hellfire for lethal, so the only thing left is like a Blackwing Corruptor, a Soulfire,
And that's actually really funny that he can't use the Hellfire.
and now you
But
can't use the Blackwing.
yeah, that should seal the game up because he can now get the full clear.
Yeah.
And Cipher, well, I guess there's still that quick shot dream. I believe
That's
he has 1 quick shot remaining. He casted 1, but he has another one somewhere in there. But nope.
yeah, quick shot into Arcane Golem,
For
into
example, yeah, that would
yeah,
have done it. But
Kill Command or
yeah,
Unleash would not have done it. So Stan takes the lead with a 2-1 for the Hellraisers over Fate to Karma. So there's a warrior left in Stan's lineup. We know that it is Control Warrior. We did see it earlier. And against something like a Malagos Warlock, how does Control Warlock like Warrior fare? I feel like it's fine.
oh,
Because you might just outraise their damage the way that um,
yeah.
kind of Rogue runs out of damage or Freeze Mage runs out of damage. Malagos Warlock, I think, falls in that exact
Yeah,
trap.
and it might also run out of threats because there's not as many threats as there is, for example, in Handlock.
Yeah,
But
I think
there's
Brawl
some,
was also a big deal.
yeah. But there's like there might be something like double big game hunters in the Maligos list, so that might help. Like you have better chances of those big swing turns because Control Warrior does tend to run a lot of targets for the BGHs.
Yeah, so Stan, he's got the early start, the Cruel Task and the Bash that gives him a lot of safety for the early game. But Cypher on the other end also has a pretty okay hand for a hunter.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a pretty good hand for a warrior. He might not have a good cruel taskmaster on turn 1, so that might be a problem.
Well,
But
Cipher
it looks like
mulliganed
he will get
away.
it.
He mulliganed away the juggler. He mulliganed away Snake Trap. Basically, like
Oh,
he didn't keep the juggler. He was looking for leper gnomes, is my guess.
oh,
But now he's feeding this cruel task a free kill.
oh man, that's like the perfect cruel taskmaster target. That's exactly what he wanted to see. Now
Yeah.
he gets to play that on curve and he has the perfect target for it. It's pretty interesting that he mulliganed away the jugular, but I can understand it. Like it dies to something like a fiery war axe or a slam. Also, piloted shredder is a really high priority when you're playing against the warrior. So personally, I like to sometimes like kind of mulligan aggressively, potentially for the shredder, because you know that the shredder is gonna be 9 damage.
So Cipher picking up the freezing trap, I think, pushed him into playing quick shot because usually you keep that for the acolyte, but when you know that you have a freezing trap to deny the acolyte, then it's kind of okay to kill the 2/2 instead.
Yeah,
Hmm.
right.
Nice cure for Stan. He's got
Yeah.
safeguards, he's got armor, he's got the Belcher, he's got the Shield Maiden. Like everything's kind of working out for him.
Decides to attack with the weapon. That's interesting. Because he doesn't have a new weapon in his hand. I might have considered not attacking at all there. Because like how relevant is the death roll gonna be next turn?
Well, if there's a 5/5 like
Yeah,
Lotheb,
it does work. I mean, yeah, it actually works out very well here. But I think that something like a shredder was maybe more unlikely.
yeah,
Or
I
maybe,
agree.
yeah, or maybe he. Oh, there's a new weapon. Well, yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe he figured out that with the coin, if there was a shredder, that it would have happened on turn 3.
So, what do you think of mid-range hunter versus warrior? Because I know that typically, you'll have high mains are kind of the winning card in your deck
Yes.
against the warriors. But if you don't pick them up, like, are you nowadays still zooing down your opponent the same way you used to
Well,
with bash and everything that's been added?
I think that I like the warrior a little bit more now than I used to. It can still go either way. Like you mentioned the high mains, I think that's the biggest thing. And how well can the warrior set up the board to deal with the high mains? Because if a high main goes unanswered, or if the answer is poor, or something like a 3 for 1, it might be too much to recover. But right now, like the way that this is going, Shtanudachi is so far ahead. It's kind of incredible.
Yeah, and he's got the options going forward. I mean, you can play the execute if you want to kill this high main without sacrificing the
Yeah.
shield maiden. Double brawl. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody was expecting patrons and mech mages, I think, because this is
Yes.
definitely an anti. I get an anti-board hand for sure.
Oh. That Hyman, actually, it is still gonna get quite a lot of value. Like Bash Execute, you get 2 cards to just deal with the front half.
I'm
It,
probably okay with that, considering it
yeah,
is like there might be a second one coming
yeah. I
up,
mean,
so that's like
yeah.
the only thing. Maybe even just use Deathbite with Bash.
I
I
mean,
don't
we can
know.
get to see that. I think he will be just fine. I don't hate this either. Yeah, now he gets to save a little bit of stuff.
Yeah,
I think this is pretty good. I like it.
I
Yeah,
agree.
yes, fully. Yeah,
And if there's another high main, you've got a Deathbite ready to pop. You can replay the Belcher, and it'll kill the first front of the high main.
yeah. He didn't have many minions to play, so like returning the Belcher to hand kind of gives him something to play next turn that he otherwise might have not had. Because there's no minions. You want to play a minion next turn, and he didn't have any. Now he has a really like relevant turn for next turn still.
Now Cypher's considering playing Leper Gnome, but he decides to pass because it's just gonna give his opponent another free kill with the AoE, and he's anyway already getting something out of it.
Look at the amount of damage in Cipher's hand.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna do the trick because Shtanudachi managed to take so little damage in the early game. He's at 29 and with a shield block in his hand.
Unleash, kill command, quick shot, face with Shredder. Obviously the best play.
What
God forbid.
was it? Unleash? Kill
Yeah, you
command?
unleash, kill command the Belcher, then you attack, you quick shot the slime, and then you go face with a Shredder, and you have like a 1/1 hound to defend your honor.
Well, the Unleash kill command probably is the play. I don't know about the quick shot like you.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like this feels bad, but it just like yeah.
What else? Are you gonna
Yes.
let him get an extra kill with the Death's Bite and get it like a Grom on the board? I don't think so. It's getting pretty scary at this stage.
Yeah.
Ah, speaking of the
Oh,
devil, hello, Grom.
Mr. Grom.
Would you like to
Okay,
hit the
dear sir.
board?
Go.
What if Doomsayer came out? It's like, oh well, I just have to Grom this guy now. Wow. Minimum damage Grom against Cypher's lack of freezing trap.
Uh-oh.
There's a taunt. There's a taunt. That's something.
Yeah. Wouldn't
Or
want
do
to
you
be
just kill
Cypher.
command quick shot this guy? Okay.
I don't think he can do that.
Yeah.
There's like no way he can win if he does that.
All right. No more AoEs though from Cypher knows there's no more death spites that are
Mm.
going to be AoEing his board down. So he thinks his spiders are safe to an extent.
Yeah.
He couldn't be more
Ooh.
wrong in this case, but
Yeah. It has to be a brawl turn. With double brawl in his hand, it's so hard to like. It's impossible to find value. Well, maybe not actually.
I
I
could
was
see a
thinking of.
Belcher play, yeah.
I mean, the Belzer kind of changed things up. I was getting a bit too eager there, but I would just like if I was in standard shoes, I would be really looking for opportunities to cast the brawls. But maybe he feels like okay, like I'm winning so much already. I don't need to use these brawls, and this does leave him with a way better board.
Yeah, there's also potential to cycle the quick shot if you want to right now. Just like you abusive trade and then maybe
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I don't know where you throw the kill command. I mean that's the problem is where do you pitch that three cost spell?
yeah. He has to cycle it. I think he has to try find something. It's pretty desperate times for Cipher right now. Oh, okay.
So he's gonna try to keep the Leopardome alive, which I think is a pretty good. I mean the 3-1. Well, I mean I would probably keep the Leopardome alive, right? I think Leopardome is overall a
Yeah,
bit
I
more
think so too.
valuable over time than the 1-1. And he picked up a snake trap, I think,
Yeah,
which
it
makes
could.
Grom really clunky.
Gosh. But I mean, with no cards in Cypher's hand, what can go wrong if you just like trigger that and brawl because of the lack
Yeah.
of cards?
There's a 1-1 that stays up. Maybe even Grom does, right? If you're
Yeah,
lucky, Grom stays alive. And then you're pretty happy.
that
Yes.
would be incredible. But at this point, it's kind of trivial. Like even if he gets it, it's like, oh, so lucky. But
Yeah.
I think the Shtanudachi has this in the bag.
Yeah, you just armor up passively, try
Um,
to maximize the armor until the end of the game, and you should be able to get it unless the hunter gets some crazy card back to back.
yeah, he needs something like a high man here. He needs the last high man, and he needs to still keep top decking other good cards. Unleash the Hounds is not what he was looking for.
Yeah, it's probably the exact opposite of what he was looking for.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hello!
By fire be purged.
Yeah, that's a pretty good card against hunters. I kind of like this. After you cleaned up a brawl board, that's pretty sweet.
Oh, easy lethal. Unleash, quick shot into kill command. Kill command
He's
face.
already
Drop
played.
order.
I think he's already played both quick shots and both kill
Oh
commands.
yeah,
Yeah, and at
he did. I
first, and
guess he
he,
did. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like the worst at remembering what cards have been played. I should always get a pen and paper.
I have the Cipher deck tracker activated.
Nice.
Hero power. Good luck. Good luck, Cipher. You'll get there one day.
Hmm. Well, those woofers might be some distraction for the rag.
Yeah, it looks like Stan is in pretty commanding position. So
Absolutely.
what does Stan do? I mean, you just armor up as much as you can. That's for sure. Oh, well,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
there we go. Because why not?
So sick.
Cypher's gonna call the well played. I mean, imagine he concedes here. I mean, what else do you even have in your deck that does anything against this board?
Oh, and that's to be honest, just no way. The only way for Cypher to win would be Shtanudachi disconnecting, and even then, it would probably be like admin call that Shtanudachi got the game.
Yeah. So Shtanudachi is gonna make it to the winners match today. Again, I want to emphasize or re-explain maybe how the format works. We have 4 players today. There's gonna be 5 matches. One has already passed us. We've got the next match, which is going to be Firebat versus Thais, and the winner of the first match, which is Shtanudachi, is going to face off against the winner of the second match, and then the losers of respective matches are going to face off against each other. One will get knocked out, and the other one will then face off against the loser of the winners match, and then that will decide who gets to move on to the next phase. It's not over for Cipher. He can still come back from the losers match if he gets the win. Might even face off again against Stan. We've had that happen a few times where somebody just climbs all the way back and ends up making it through. So it's not
Yeah,
quite over for him.
I'm pretty hyped for the next match. Firebat and Dice. Oh man,
Yeah.
doesn't get much better than that. I can't wait to see what what plays they're gonna make and what decks they're bringing exactly. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Firebat's got a paladin, and I can't say I've seen him play much of it recently, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's gonna be he has to feel really strongly about the power of the deck to bring it, because he's been actually saying that paladin isn't something that he likes very much, and he thinks secret pally is overrated. So maybe we'll see something else coming from him. But anyway, we'll be
French?
taking a 10-minute break before we move on to the next match. It was a pretty quick series, right? It felt quick.
It sure was.
Smork. It happens. So we'll be back after the break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll keep going for the SLTV Star Series Hearthstone Season 1.
From east to west, heroes are sent, seeking glory in the greatest of events. There are knights on noble steeds, those who will bring them to their knees. There are monsters to test their mettle at every turn. Legends will rise based on their merits. There's even pirates riding parrots. It's the grand